You're looking for a side hustle in retirement, something that brings in extra money and fills that time gap that comes from not having a daily work routine. But you're not interested in delivering people's McDonald's orders or getting involved in some complicated drop shipping setup. You want something that easily fits into the life that you're currently living. Otherwise, you could end up working just as hard as you were before retiring, you'd be missing out on travel, and simply not enjoying the freedom that you've earned. There is a side hustle that fits into your life, doesn't require any previous experience, and doesn't have huge upfront startup costs. I've made over $100,000 doing this full-time. And I've helped people like Veronica, a retired Florida real estate agent, earn money while doing something that she loves, travel. What's this hustle? It's making social media videos for brands as a UGC creator. So in this video, I'll tell you what UGC is, why there's a demand for people over 50 to do it, why it's perfect for retirees, and I'll tell you how to get started in just 5 steps. I'm Robbie, a 52-year-old full-time UGC creator and a coach to creators over 40. While I'm not currently retired, I am doing something that will easily fit into my retirement years, which will most likely be spent in Orlando. You'll catch me mini golfing and riding the Tron Light Cycle coaster at the Magic Kingdom. No matter where you are in retirement, you may have this restless feeling of what's next. Well, think of UGC as the what's next of something you're very familiar with, commercials. If you're from the same generation as me, then you remember things like the California Raisins commercial, Where's the Beef, and I've fallen and I can't get up, which feels really relevant these days. It's like, oh, I get it. Traditional commercials cost millions of dollars, not just to make, but to place them during Hulu commercial breaks or during NFL games. You've got big crews, actors, studios, locations, editing teams. It's a huge investment. UGC gives brands the same end result, a compelling video, but at a fraction of the cost. You film short videos at home, and brands use them on their social media pages or as ads on places like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. If you've scrolled the internet in the past 3 years, you have seen a UGC ad. Basically, you're a one-person creative studio. You're filming, writing, directing, and editing commercials. If you're a creative person who doesn't mind being on camera, then it's perfect for you. You don't need to have a huge audience or followers to do UGC. Brands don't care about your following. All they care about is your ability to make great videos. And speaking of ability, you don't need previous content creation experience. Many of the students I've taught had no previous content creation experience before getting into UGC. They just dove in and learned how to do it. It is so less expensive to make an ad for a social media platform than it is to make a television commercial. And brands understand this, and they know that social media videos can be just as effective as a huge TV commercial in order to drive sales. You're your own creative production studio. And if you want to learn how to get started, I've got a free guide for Boomers and Gen-Xers that you can download in the link below. You probably think that social media jobs are only for 20-somethings. Well, what if I told you that for UGC, your age is your biggest asset? While most UGC creators are in their 20s and 30s, most consumers are not. Think about the stuff that you're currently buying. Prostate pills, menopause supplements, hair coloring. Here's a big business. I did not know that till I started losing mine. You're not gonna have a 35-year-old sell menopause pills. It doesn't work like that. Brands need creators over 50 in order to reach customers over 50. It's all about relatability and trust. And you're not competing with 20 and 30-year-olds because we have our own niche of gut health and menopause and just a lot of other stuff that the young kids can't compete with. And the money's good. While it's weird to talk about like hemorrhoid creams, the checks for the hemorrhoid cream cash just as well as the products for all the other stuff. It's not checks, it's all like electronic stuff like PayPal, but you know what checks are, so you get the analogy. There is so much opportunity for creators over 50, but if you don't get in now, then you're leaving money on the table that is going to go to somebody else with less life experience than you. Now, since you're retired, you deserve to take all the time that you want in order to do the things that you've worked so hard for. You probably don't want a side hustle that takes up a lot of time. So how much time does being a UGC creator take up? The great thing about UGC is its flexibility. You can do this as much as you want or as little as you want. And the other huge perk is that you can really do it when you want to. For example, if you're an early bird like me, you can get your emails done in the morning before the sun's up. If you're a night owl, then you can do that emailing and administrative work at night. The only thing that matters is if you are able to deliver the content to the brand by the agreed upon deadline. Other than that, you can get it done when you want to get it done. Here are the main things that you'll do as a UGC creator. Look for and apply to jobs. Write videos. Film videos. Edit videos. Post your UGC videos on social media. Administrative work, like invoicing and replying to emails. Here's how you could do this by just using up 3 hours each day. And note, this will vary depending on how many brand deals that you want to do. On Monday, apply to jobs and post your examples on social media. Tuesday, write your videos. Wednesday, film your videos. Thursday, edit your videos. Friday, send out your invoices and take the rest of the day off. Retirement is all about your terms, and UGC gives you that freedom, flexibility, and income. There is no shortage of seasonal retirement gigs available. You may have looked into gig apps or working in retail or other kind of seasonal opportunities, but all those side gigs have serious disadvantages. For retail gigs, the biggest downside is the fact that you're standing all the time. The other problem with those jobs is that you have no negotiation skills. In retail, it's a set hourly rate, and at Uber, you can't counteroffer. Either you get that $13 ride or you don't make money. As you get better at UGC, you can start to increase your rate. And rarely is that rate that's thrown out like at the beginning of the negotiations, rarely is that the final number. Retail stores and DoorDash don't need your creativity and don't offer true flexibility. UGC gives you full control, and you don't need to be on your feet all day. Unfortunately, one of the things that stops people from being creators is they are worried about the technology, like using a camera and editing. But you probably have more tech skills than you give yourself credit for, and you don't need a lot of expensive equipment to start. Now, I realize that when we were younger, making like home movies was a massively expensive undertaking. I remember going to Walt Disney World with my family early on, and my dad had like the first camcorder ever. It was like the size of a bazooka. It was like thousands of dollars. But now people are recording their Walt Disney World memories, with their phone. UGC is very similar. You don't need a lot of expensive equipment to start, and you may already have some of it. All you need to get started is a phone, a tripod, an attachment to attach your phone to the tripod, a microphone, and a laptop or desktop to edit. You can get a solid tripod, an attachment, and a microphone for like around $200. And if your first deal is $200, then you make that money back really fast. You should really get external lights that be about $80, but you don't need them to start. Just find the space in your house that has the best natural lighting and film your videos there. If you've ever filmed anything on vacation, panning around the cruise ship or whatever, then you have the basics of knowing how to use a camera. And if you're worried about being on camera, you've likely been on a Zoom call or a FaceTime. So you're probably more comfortable looking at a lens than you realize. The technology isn't the problem. It's your mindset that you've convinced yourself that you can't do these things is the problem. There are hundreds of older creators who have learned how to film, edit, and be comfortable on camera, and they are making thousands of dollars doing this. If they can do it, there is nothing stopping you. You're more tech savvy than you think, and there are dozens of resources out there to help you. One of them is my individual one-on-one coaching program. I personally coach you on everything from script writing to pitching to brands. Check it out in the link below. You may have the time to start UGC when you're retired, but you're probably skeptical that there's just not enough demand for older creators to do this. And, you're skeptical that it's just too late to start something this late in life. That is a valid question, and it's the same one that Phil, Dee Dee, Veronica, and Chris had before they started. Veronica was a Florida real estate agent who stepped into retirement, but wanted something that would help her pay for her first love, travel. Phil was a high school teacher who needed extra income, but just didn't think he had the time to try something new. Dee Dee had a demanding job, family obligations, and just wasn't sure if she'd be able to learn how to edit or pitch to brands. Chris was a stay-at-home dad with 2 kids and simply didn't think he would be able to find time to do this. None of them thought that UGC was the solution, but surprise, it was. Veronica started posting her travel experiences and brands reached out to her. She signed up for my course so she could learn how to properly structure these videos. Now she's making thousands per month traveling the US and doing something that she loves. Phil landed his first UGC gig on a platform called Fiverr. He filmed that first video on the weekend. That one gig set up recurring, frequent work through Fiverr, and he didn't need to quit his job. Dee Dee learned editing, how to reach out to brands, and is now making thousands per month making videos while balancing her career and family. And she even gets her dog involved in making UGC videos. Chris took my course and learned how to make UGC videos. And now Chris makes videos for clients during nap time and just recently made $5,000 in 1 month doing UGC. So no, you're not the only one trying to make this work, and people like Phil, Dee Dee, Veronica, they show that it's never too late to start something new. Now they're getting paid really well by brands who respect their time, talent, and creativity. UGC is not your ordinary side hustle. It is not as easy to get started as, say, Uber, but the time investment of getting started will eventually pay off. And all that hard work can eventually help you achieve retirement goals that you might have felt were impossible. Like many people that are in retirement, they use this time to do the things that they simply didn't have time for when they were doing the traditional 9 to 5. For example, if there's someplace you've always wanted to visit, upgrade to a first class ticket, add a few extra days onto your vacation, or pay for some of those excursions or fine dining experiences. If travel isn't your thing, that's not a problem. You've likely developed a hobby. How can you make that hobby more enjoyable? This may look like new gardening tools, an upgraded pottery wheel, a better bike rack, or that Ted Williams rookie car that you could never afford. It's like $3,000. That's a lot of deals, but you can do it. And there's nothing saying you need to use this extra money for yourself. You can help a grandchild through college. You could donate to a charity that you enjoy, or you can treat your neighbors out to a fancy dinner because they watched your cat while they were on a cruise or something. My parents do that a lot. You've earned the right to live life on your terms in retirement. That extra UGC money can be the cherry on top of your already delicious cake. That sounds like a greeting card. You stick it on a wall. By now you know that UGC is the right thing for you to do in retirement, and now is the time to get started. Here's a 5-step guide to help you start doing UGC fast. First, find 5 products that older people use, like menopause, prostate, gut health, hemorrhoid creams, and then just get one product that you enjoy. Next, study UGC videos to understand how they're made and what their structure is. Go on social media, look up hashtag UGC example to get some great inspiration. This is my website here. Go take a look. You need to understand the structure of creating a UGC video. Then, make your videos. Write your scripts, film your B-roll, get on camera, and edit your videos. Post your videos on your preferred social media profile using hashtags like UGC, UGC creator, and then just keep repeating that process over and over. Make videos, put them out there, apply to jobs. The more consistent you get at making videos, and the more comfortable you get with putting your examples out on social media, it's more likely that a brand is going to find you and want to work with you. You've realized there's lots of rewards and opportunities to make UGC while you're retired, but you're probably not sure how to make a UGC video that's going to land you a brand deal. So watch this video, which will walk you through how to make your first UGC example video.